I want to tell you a story of the bear. Long ago, there's a Cherokee clan called the M2U00216. And in one family of this clan, there was a boy who liked to spend all of his time in the woods. His parents scolded him for being away from home so much, but it did no good. And he continued to spend as much time as he could in the forest. After a time, he would leave his home at sunup and not come back until night had fallen. He was in the woods so much that he would not even eat at home, but took all his meals in the forest. His parents confronted him and asked, "Why is it that you love being in the woods so much that you will not even eat at home?" And he replied, "There is always food in the forest. I never have to work for it. And it's better than the corn and beans we have in the settlement." He then invited them to go live in the woods with him, for he said, "We'll never have to work for our food. We will always be happy, and we shall never go hungry." His parents talked about this, and then they presented it to the elders of their clan. After everything was said, the M2U00216 decided to follow the boy and go, and all of them would live in the woods. The boy then instructed them, "Before we can go, you must all fast and take no food for 7 days to cleanse your spirits." So they began to fast. Now when the other Cherokee clans heard of this, they sent messengers to try to convince the M2U00216 to stay. When the messengers arrived, they tried to convince the M2U00216, but their minds could not be changed. The messengers noticed that the M2U00216 were beginning to grow long brown hair all over their bodies, for they had not taken human food in 7 days, and their natures were changing. But the M2U00216 said, "Do not worry about us, for we shall be safe, and we shall always have plenty to eat. And when you are wanting for food, and there is not enough, come into the forest, and we will give of our own flesh to you, for our nature is changing, and from here on, we shall be called Yanu, or bears." They then taught the messengers from the other clans the bear dance. Bear hunters still use this to this day. They perform the bear dance once in the morning before they set out to hunt, and once again the next morning, but never twice in the same day. They then sent the messengers back to their own clans. And when the messengers turned around, they could no longer see the M2U00216, but saw instead a drove of bears going into the woods, where they have been ever since. In token of these events, our dancers will now perform the bear dance.